Okay, here we go. Hi guys. Welcome to Shelly's Millions. I'm going to try and answer any lingering questions that you guys have about that middle class tax refund. Why do I look real pink? A lot of people wanted to know more information about the MCTR debit card, so we'll go into that. I found like the full FAQ for that. And then a lot of people just wanted to know if they could go and check the status of their payment. And you're going to do that on the ftbasInboy.ca.gov website. Okay, Cecilia says that her husband received his. That's awesome. And he banks with a credit union. A lot of people, he got 359. Maybe it was just 350. I think maybe that was a typo. But you still haven't received yours. So my very best friend banks at Wells Fargo. So do I. We were both expecting 350 back. My best friend got theirs, and I still don't have mine. Today was a holiday, Indigenous Peoples Day. Some people are still calling it Columbus Day. And so it was a banking holiday. So transactions don't normally go through on Sundays or Mondays that are a holiday, but I do expect that starting tomorrow that you should start seeing more transactions go through, but these are going to continue going out all the way through January 15th, so it could still be a little while. But I hope that we all get them sooner rather than later. Hi, Diamond Pikachu. You're a rideshare driver and you file your 2020 taxes before October of 2022. That would be this year. Do you mean last year? Am I eligible for the middle class stimulus even if your 1040 tax return shows zero? Are you still eligible? So the 1040 form that's the IRS form, that's the federal tax return. So for California, it's form 540. So that's the one that you want to look at. But yes, even if you have like a net, as long as you filed your California state taxes for the year 2020 before October 15th of last year, then you should still be eligible for it. Even if your income was zero, even if you had a negative income, you should be eligible for this. But if you haven't filed your taxes yet, then unfortunately you would not be eligible for it. You didn't receive the last Golden State Stimulus 1 or 2. Why? Maybe you need California tax income. So to get the GSS, you did need to have at least $1 in earned income, which meant that people who like if you claimed, and this year, guys, my business is going to be negative. My business, which is myself, the channel Shelly's Millions, unless something miraculous happens, which there's still time, but it's looking like my business is actually going to be negative this year. I just bought some cords and I bought some things that are supposed to do some fancy things for upcoming videos. And I designed my website. So this year, I expect the business to be in the negatives. If that were the case for 2020, then in 2020, I wouldn't have qualified for the Golden State Stimulus because you did need to have at least $1 in earned income. So for the Golden State Stimulus, if you just had unemployment, that wouldn't have worked. However, for this, it should work. So you should qualify as long as you filed those 2020 taxes. Okay. Cecilia has nice lips. Okay. You filed yours before October. Yes, then you should still be eligible even if your income was zero, even if you had a negative income, then you should be eligible for this. Unfortunately, though, people like my mom who just get Social Security and they make such a small amount that they're not required to pay taxes, unfortunately, those people would not be included. Hi, it's good to see you. So, X1, I never know how to say your name. Yes, my best friend has received it. So, like, and I've seen some screenshots from some people. I tried to get my best friend. I was like, hey, I want to make a video. Send me a screenshot. But apparently with Wells Fargo, there's some sort of protective thing that like won't let you take a screenshot of your bank account information, which is kind of interesting. But I have seen other screenshots from like weird banks that I haven't heard of. And yeah, it will be listed as FTB MCT refund. So that would be the line item on the direct deposit that you'd be looking for if you're expecting it by direct deposit. But a lot of people will be getting it in the mail. Okay, Master 4999 says, what's your time frame method of receiving the refund? If my family filed our 2020 taxes electronically and received our refund by direct deposit. So, if you receive the refund by direct deposit, that should mean that you're also receiving this by direct deposit. So that time frame is supposed to be by October 25th. Let's double check that. I'm going to pull up. I'm like, am I getting my details confused? Hold on one second. Let me make sure that that's successfully shared. So I had it on the middle class tax refund estimator. Let me go back to the general information. And guys, over here on the kind of right side, that's what this payment is going. That's what the debit card is going to look like. It also looks like it's going to have some warning information so that hopefully you don't accidentally throw it out. Okay, and right here, regardless of whether you got the Golden State stimulus or not, it says that direct deposits will be made to taxpayers who e-filed their 2020 California tax return and received their California refund by direct deposit. So that's the group that should be getting it by direct deposit. Okay, so my dates were off. If you didn't get the Golden State stimulus, those dates are going to be between 10/28/22 and 11/14 of 2022. So by November 14th is when that says that's going to hit. Otherwise, it will depend on whether you got the Golden State stimulus or not. Okay, Manny says, my only source of income was unemployment in 2020 through 2021. Would I get the $350? You should. Let's see if we can use that estimator and put that in as a scenario. So I'm going to go back to that page. Sorry, I scrolled up kind of fast. And we're going to go to middle class tax refund estimator. Did we file a complete 2020 tax return by October 15th? Yes. For your tax return, were you eligible to be claimed as a dependent? We're going to say no. California resident in 2020. Were you a California resident for 6 months or more? And are you still a resident on the date the payment is issued? We're going to say yes. Filing status. What was your filing status? I'm just going to choose single because that's what I was. And then it's not going to put so we're just going to say 75K or less, because if all you got was unemployment, it's going to be under 75,000. Did you claim any dependents? For your example, I'm going to go ahead and say no. And then it says your estimated payment is $350. Disclaimer, this tool provides an estimated payment amount based on the information you gave. Your actual payment amount may vary based on information you provided on your tax return. To see how other situations could affect eligibility, visit the middle class tax refund page. So let's go back to that page. But this one, and we've had my friend FMLA TV, who works for an assembly member. He checked, and you can even have a negative adjusted gross income and you would still get this. So that is that. Let me see what other questions you have. Diamond Pikachu, you're welcome. Mopar says, you have Chase, you haven't received anything. But see, some people have Chase and they have received something. So it's just, they're still in the first few days of sending it out. Yeah, I'm Wells Fargo and I haven't received it either. Hi, Michael. Have you heard yet in terms of the debit card? Are we going to be able to transfer that to our bank, or do we actually have to use the debit card itself? And is it going to be Visa or MasterCard? Okay, so great question, Michael. So let me go back to the page that I am sharing. And up here over on the right-hand side, that's what that middle class tax refund Visa debit card is going to look like. And they're just calling it the MCTR debit card. But we can actually go to this page and it's going to go through all of the scenarios with how to use that. Let me check real quick, make sure I'm sharing everything correctly. I am. So we'll go back. Okay. So the middle class tax refund card is one of the ways the franchise tax board may deliver your California. And oh, that's interesting. So they are officially calling it a California inflation relief payment right here. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, very interesting. Because, yeah, some people are still calling it California inflation relief payment. A lot of people are like, well, what about the gas rebate? And they're not doing that anymore. They decided to do this instead of that. And then other channels are calling it stimulus, which, I mean, I'm sure they're hoping it stimulates the economy, but it's not like a federal stimulus check. Okay, so learn how to use your middle class tax refund card. Visit our help center. Oops. Do I qualify? Oops, I don't think this is actually what I wanted. I found it easier yesterday. How do I activate my card? Can I use it to buy groceries? We know you can use it to buy groceries. How can I get cash using my MCTR? So this is the question that we're getting and the question that you had. How can I get cash using my MCTR card? There are multiple ways you can access cash using your card. Please note that limits may apply to the amount of cash you are able to withdraw at merchants and ATMs. So if you need cash back at 7-Eleven, they're normally only going to give you like $20 back. My daily ATM limit with my bank is $300 a day. So not very much. If you want cash from an ATM, and I looked yesterday at the free ATM locator, and there's a lot, but there's space where you can put in your zip code and it will tell you all the free locations. You'll see even up here, there's an ATM locator. So you would click that and then put in your zip code. But most AMPMs, which are at ARCO gas stations, are going to be free ATMs. And to get cash at an ATM, there's going to be a 4-digit PIN number, which I'm guessing they'll give you with the card. Select withdrawal from checking. That's going to be important. And then it says ATM withdrawal limits apply and only $600 per transaction. ATM operator limits may be lower. So, and again, if you're single like me, you're not going to have a $600 payment. You're going to have a $350 payment. Some ATMs won't dispense $50 bills. Like also, I think Wells Fargo will only let you do it in $20 increments. So yeah. So, but if you're somebody who is married, if you're married filing jointly and you had dependents, then your payment could be as much as $1,050. But at the ATM, even if the ATM will let you get out more, the card will only let you get out $600 per transaction. Then you can get cash back at stores. So you would select debit on the keypad because it'll work as debit or credit card, right? Since it has the Visa logo. But if you wanted cash back from like a grocery store, you would need to find out what their limit is. And just from when I've gotten cash back at grocery stores, sometimes it depends on how much cash they actually have. How much they can give you. Sometimes they're like, we can give you 20. Sometimes they're like, we can give you 100. That a grocery store might be a place to try to get the 50 out if you have any trouble with that. So you would select debit on the keypad, enter your 4-digit PIN, select yes for cash back, and enter the amount and hit OK. And again, availability, limits, and fees may vary based on merchant practice. Please see your cardholder agreement and the fee schedule online for more information. And I did already link this website in the description of the video down below. So if you guys want to read through this on your own, you're certainly welcome to do that. And again, that's linked in the description. Okay, now if you want to get cash from a bank or a credit union teller, you can visit any bank or credit union branch that features a Visa logo to withdraw cash for a fee. I feel like if you go to your own bank, they'll waive that, but don't quote me on that. So to withdraw cash at a bank, know your balance beforehand. So they're probably going to call, you can usually call the number on the back to see what your balance is, then ask the teller the amount you would like to withdraw, and you'll need that 4-digit PIN number, and you may be asked for another form of the ID. And again, bank teller over-the-counter withdrawal limits apply. $600 per transaction, but your own bank limit could be lower. And then see your card holder agreement and fee schedule online for more information. So let's do that. Ba, 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 ba. Here's the fee schedule. Why am I yawning? What's going on? Yesterday, I was able to find here we go, terms and fees, fee schedule. Transfer to an external bank, they might charge you $7 plus 3.5% of the transferred amount. So it looks like maybe getting it out of the ATM from an ARCO/AMPM might be your best bet. Over the counter cash withdrawal, this is $1.25. If you use it internationally, there's 2% transaction fee. If you have it lost or stolen, you would need a $2 to get a replacement card. It says we'll waive the first and second replacement of lost and stolen card fees. So that's good. Hopefully nobody loses it 3 times. But if you wanted it expedited, that would be $8. So then ATM withdrawal limits, $600 per transaction. Bank or ATM operator limits may be lower. If you want to transfer it to an external bank, you can do up to $600 per transaction, and over-the-counter cash withdrawal would be $600 per transaction. And then it also says for security and regulatory reasons, we may further limit the number, type, or dollar amount of transactions you make using your card account, or suspend the use of your card account and or cards. Wow, and they just updated this a couple days ago, 10 days ago. So yeah, so you can, but it looks like it'd probably be better. What I would personally do, and then here's the ATM locator. What I would personally do is I would find the ATM that's closest. And it looks like this is showing me practically like, what the heck? All of California. Why is it doing that? I don't think I live near wherever the heck. Where is that? Well, I guess this is California. I wish it would quit changing colors, but it does look like all of the ATMs. Where in California has this put us? Anyway, let's look over here. Let's go to surcharge-free ATMs. See how AMPM, Rite Aid, CVS. It's pulling up right in Jenny Silver's neighborhood. Maybe she knows where these are at Target. No, she lives somewhere in Sacramento. I think the new house is still in Sacramento. I won't swear to that though. AMPM in Sacramento. Why is it in Sacramento? Anyway, so lots of different places, AMPMs, Rite Aids, and CVSs that have ATMs inside, you should be able to withdraw up to $600. And I know for myself, I'm not even going to have $600. I'm only going to have $350. Sorry, I talked about that for kind of a long time. But it was a really good question and something that I wanted to go into detail. So I have the link so that you can explore all of this on your own in the description down below the video. Also, there's 46 of you in here tonight. Hello, please like the video. And I'm going to go back to answering your questions. Capital Flash says, good stuff. Thanks for running through this. Still waiting on my direct deposit. Grr, me too. Also, I'm still kind of trying to loosely go in the Halloween theme. So I have on like this like pirate shirt because it's October. So I want to be Halloween-y all month. Someone said last night that I should not talk about the personal stuff and I should get right into the questions. So we did that tonight, but we're still mentioning that for the month of October. For all of my lives, I'm going to try and dress Halloween themed. Okay. Asan says, you were self-employed. You filed your taxes in 2020. You didn't get any refund in 2020. Still, will I get this money? Please let me know. You are supposed to. So even if you had a negative adjusted gross income, as long as you filed your 2020 state taxes, yes, you should get it. Even if you had a negative gross, you should still get it as long as you filed 2020 California state taxes. Same with, yeah, negative gross, $0, or your sole income was from unemployment. All right, Savannah says, I have Chime and received yours on Friday. That is super awesome. Okay. Master4999, cute dog, you are welcome. Funny Haha says, so Callie Crazy, the state steals your wallet with $1,000 in it only to give it back with now $70 and calls it something special. LMAO. I know. Our gas is crazy high. I actually have a video about that, but I'm trying to focus on the middle class tax refund for now. Okay, so Rocky says, so if we don't get the direct deposit, we'll get the ATM card during the timelines. Yes. The Visa MCTR debit card. Yes. Okay. Yes. I got it, Rocky. Okay, Romaine, how can I tell the FTB that we all need more money, honey, and to send all of the money at the same time? Haha, LOL. Honestly, like, get involved with your local government, with your assembly members. Let them know that we're hurting because, or tweet at Gavin Newsom. Heck, maybe tweet at Elon Musk. I don't know. He's got millions and billions of dollars. Like, I feel like he could part with some of it. But I would say, like, let your local politicians know, like, hey, we're still not recovered from this. Hey, we need California to do something more to help us with inflation relief. I went through a mathematical example. Some people were like, well, they should have done what they said they were going to do and given us a gas tax rebate. But here in California, so if it was California making the decisions, California would potentially have the ability, if they chose to not have us pay the gas tax at the pump. But the gas tax is only 53 cents, right? And I say only, I know it all adds up, right? I don't mean to dismiss that in any way. But gas prices are so over the top. Like pre-pandemic, I was paying like $20 literally to fill up my gas tank. And now I'm scared. I haven't let it get very empty. I think it could cost about $60. I definitely had times before and I wasn't filling up when it was over 6, where one time it cost $40, another time it cost $50. And since this will be the most expensive I would need to pay, I think it could cost $60 this time. My gas tank doesn't take very much to fill, but the average gas tank is 15 gallons. So 15 times 0.53, that would save us $7.93 at the gas pump. And while that's something, gas prices have just gotten so outrageously high that that's not enough. I mean, I would love to save $8 every time I've filled up, but you know what I would love even more? Paying $20 again to fill up my gas tank. Like, that's the bottom line. So I would love if they did that. And I think getting active with our super local government, like the assembly members, they're supposed to be like the voice of the people, right? These elected officials. I am not in any way indicating that is actually what happens, but like, that's my understanding. What our politicians are supposed to do is be a voice for us. So we have to let them know what we want. And I say to do our assembly member instead of like Gavin Newsom or something, because I feel like the local guys don't get as many sorry, I got a text and it popped up on my computer. It's my friend asking me if I want Kings tickets, but I can't go to a Kings game because I'm going to be taking my mom to see my half brother and half sister in Georgia at the end of the month. So I won't be home for Halloween. Hi, Susan. Anyway, I say local government because I feel like they have more ability to band together and accurately relay what we need to the governor. Maybe I'm delusional on that. Anyway, Rocky, you would think with all of this technology they have, they can disperse everyone the money within a week, direct deposit, ATM cards, and paper checks. You know. I don't understand how technology works. Direct deposit seems like it would be really easy. Like mailing things, that might take a little bit longer. And I wonder how much it cost even just to print those debit cards and how much plastic it uses. Anyway, I probably shouldn't start thinking about that because it's gonna bum me out. Hi, Curly. If you didn't receive either $600 Golden State stimulus, then you will receive your stimulus between 10/28 through 11/14. Yes. Sorry, I was shaking my head no. But yes, I had to read the rest of it. So you did your taxes and your California state taxes. I recognize you. I know you're from California. Um, and you filed the state taxes by October 15th of last year. And you got a refund in the form of a direct deposit. Yes, as long as the state has your direct deposit information on file, then yes, you should get it by direct deposit between 10/28 and 11/14 if you didn't get the Golden State stimulus. You are spot on the money. You are correct. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you as well. Okay, Susan, just go to your own bank. Yeah, so that's what I was advising people yesterday as well. If you go to your own bank, they should be able to waive the fees. Although that is not what it specifically says here on this website. Like if you go back to the terms and fees, it says over the counter withdrawal would be $1.25. This is a fee we assess when you withdraw cash at a financial institution that honors cards with card association logo on the front of your card. And I am so cheap, guys, that I don't even want to pay $1.25. But yes, that is an option. But I'm so cheap that I would probably I go to Arco to get my gas anyway because it's cheap. So I would probably just use their ATMs if they don't charge you fees. I hate fees. Fees are no good. Oh, Hellman. Hellman, are you my friend? I don't care if you don't have you just text me and ask me about this. Anybody that has my cell phone number with questions, just ask me. I'm glad to see you in the chat though. Funny how life ends up. People are starting, I don't know, whatever. Hi. Life takes a lot of twists and turns. Hi, Jennifer. You have Wells Fargo and still haven't received anything. Do you think it could be intercepted if you owe tickets or county medical bills? I don't think so. And I'm going to pop up the page. Oh, and Cecilia T. I have your profile picture. You're not the same Cecilia, but I also have a friend whose name is Cecilia and her last name is T. So today was Indigenous People Day, formerly called Columbus Day. So it was a banking holiday. Jennifer, so we're going to get to your question. Let me switch the page that I am sharing and go back to the FTB page. I don't know why I did that instead of going right to the page. Okay, so that is covered under the help with middle class tax refund section. I have this linked in the description down below as well if you want to go back and read it after tonight's live. Oops. Okay. Sorry, I knew what section I was looking for. I am looking for the collections, offsets, withholding orders, wage garnishment, and levies. So it says the MCTR payment will not be subject to offset for debts owed to the FTB or other government agencies. So I would think that the county medical bills would be a government agency. And tickets, like parking enforcement, is also a government agency. So they're not supposed to garnish it for that. The only thing where they could potentially garnish it, so that's called an offset, I guess, not a garnishment, garnishment orders. And even then, it says in general, the MCTR payments are not subject to garnishment orders, with the exceptions of orders in connection with child support, spousal support, family support, or criminal restitution payable to victims. So those are supposed to be the only situations where it even possibly could get garnished. Cecilia, no problem. Did I miss your question somehow? Oh no, you were just in super early. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I knew what you meant, or I deduced. I thought that's what you meant at least. But thank you for clarifying. Okay. Romaine says you drive a Versa and you put $28 in your car and it didn't even register half a tank. Dang, that stinks. And I'm really sorry because I think you've heard me mention that before. A Nissan Versa is an affordable car. And Romaine, I'm just curious, um, how long, what year is it, and do you like it? But Versas, they're a small little economy car, which I love. Like if you just need your car to get to and from work, that's perfect. And I'm thinking about actually renting one of those when I take my mom to Georgia because it's in the economy class and it's totally respectable. Also, Toyota Yaris, Kia Fortes. I actually don't think I've seen any Kia Fortes on the road anymore, but I actually thought those were cute. Yeah, I don't think there were any transactions today. Okay. Samuel says, will I qualify if I filed for single on my taxes and I was overpaid due to unemployment? Yeah, again, because they're not supposed to, that's that offset section that we're kind of talking about right now. The EDD is definitely a government agency, and it says the MCTR payment will not be subject to offset for debts owed to the FTB or other government agencies. So that would fall, EDD is another government agency, so that should not affect it. Thank you very much. And I'm still planning on going live. I'm not entirely sure how that will work, but I will do my best. Okay. Yeah, we do need more help. Okay. It's weird though. It's like you said, with all the tech out there, they can't send them all at once, at least the direct deposits. Yeah. I wonder if somebody has to manually, I can't imagine that a human has to magically type in all our bank account information. But yeah, that'd be the only thing. It's a 2009 and you love it. Okay, well, I love it as well because 2009 is still going strong. That's awesome. How many miles? I'm super nosy. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a car that, so in general, you guys have heard this spiel before too. First of all, if anybody's struggling with your car payments or you just want to lower your bills, please check the interest rate that you're paying on your car. And Romaine, I hope that with the 2009, it's all paid off. But if your car's not paid off and you're struggling with your car payments, check with a credit union, any credit union. I don't care. I personally like First Entertainment Credit Union, and you don't have to be a member of the entertainment industry to do your banking with them. But if you're paying more than a 4% interest rate, parkour, I got distracted by the comments. Please check with, and his name is Michael Scott, and he said parkour. Okay, I'm gonna simmer down with the parkour. But credit unions often offer interest rates on auto loans lower than 4%, and you can refinance your auto loan just like you do with like a house or something like that. So if you're paying more than 4%, just check with a credit union, any credit union, because they're probably going to be able to get you a better rate than what you're paying. But if you are going to buy a new car, and I recommend people like just driving the cars until the wheels fall off. Speaking of wheels fall off, both of my headlights and one taillight are out. Like, how does that happen? So I have my car manual out and I'm going to try and do it myself, but of course, it's in a weird place in the car. And I'm not even quite sure like what kind of mechanic would just change a headlight, because I'm definitely going to go to the AutoZone, just buy the replacement headlight. And then sometimes if they're not busy, they will help you install the parts for you. But if they're busy, or if there's just like one of them and the other one's on their lunch break, then they can't come out and help you. But I'm going to try. But it's in a really weird place. And they even said, like, it was a YouTube video, of course, that I was watching as a tutorial. It said, have a child with small hands, like, reach in. Probably don't have a child reach around in your hood, but like, I don't have small hands. I have kind of big, I'm not a small person. So we're going to see how that goes. Also, how do I have 3 lights out all at once? 102. I'm going to guess that's 1,000. Otherwise, you maybe just drive to your mailbox and back. 102,000 miles on it. And you bought it used right before the pandemic started. And it was a cream puff. I don't know what that means. You have not even done as much as change the battery. It was showroom quality. You got a good deal. That is, maybe you do mean it only had 112 when you bought it. But anyway, I'm super happy that that is the case. Okay, Kissame says, what's up? You live in California, you don't have your bank account. Will I be receiving the debit card? If so, when will they send them out? Yes, I believe as long as you filed your 2020 state taxes, you would be in the group of people who receive them by debit card. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll back up. I'm on the wrong page. So the payment release schedule, and they've updated this since I made a video. So if you've changed your bank account, right? Then you are going to be one of the people, because these are the scenarios, you will receive your payment by mail in the form of a debit card if you filed a paper return, had a balance due, received your Golden State Stimulus GSS payment by check, received your tax refund by check regardless of filing method, received your 2020 tax refund by direct deposit but have since changed your banking institution or bank account number. So that sounds like your situation that you don't have your bank account anymore. So that's why I'm saying I believe that you will get the debit card. And or if you received an advance payment from your tax service provider or paid your tax preparer fees using your tax refund. And a lot of people are saying that that only applies to if you did that with your state refund. So if you paid your fees out of your federal refund, you might still get a direct deposit. I know, clear as mud. Gotta love our government agencies. So since you'll be getting the debit card, all it says is if you received a GSS 1 or 2 by check and your last name begins with A through Z. So anybody, A through Z is the entire alphabet. So I don't know why they had to do this because this keeps throwing me off. But if you received a GSS 1 or 2 check, they're going to announce when you'll receive it after the 17th of this month. If you didn't receive a Golden State Stimulus, but your last name starts with A through L, then they're going to announce when you're going to get it after November 7th. And if you didn't receive a Golden State Stimulus and your last name starts with M through Z, they're going to announce it after November 21st. And then again, it says that they expect about 90% of direct deposits to be issued in October, and they expect 95% of all the payments, direct deposits, and debit cards combined to be issued by the end of the year. So 95% of us should receive our money by the end of the year. Okay, Martha, you filed a 2021, but not a 2020 tax return. That means I won't get it. So the year before, so 2021, you didn't file your 2020 taxes at all, or you just didn't file it last year? If you didn't file 2020 taxes, then no, this wouldn't be covered. Okay, Romaine, no, when you bought your Nissan Versa, it had 85,000 miles on it. Got it. And it only has 112,000 miles on it now. Got it. Can everyone watching hit the thumbs up? That's a great reminder. Thank you, Diane. Always a pleasure to see you in here. Why do I feel like something just bit me on my eyebrow? I have my, why do Ben, this is not Ben, but you've got a naughty name that I don't know. That's not naughty anymore, right? Like, it's not bad to say you're a gay lover. You didn't get your 350 yet, sadly. Neither did I. I don't know. I want to be careful what I say on the channel, but I also want to be progressive. Also, my best friend, 100% gay. I just don't know if your name is like, I hope it's not like, I think that things are about intention. So I hope your name is chosen with a loving intention. Does that make sense, man? Maybe I shouldn't do social media because I feel like one day I'm going to accidentally say the wrong thing, which is never my intention if you guys know me. You brought the Nissan Versa in late December of 2019. Anyway, I can say your name on here. Your gay lover didn't get your 350 yet. Neither did I. Neither did I. My grandma was also a lesbian, so that was really progressive for her time. That's very interesting. And she kind of looked like she presented like a man. People would be like, "Are you sure that's not your granddad?" And I'd be like, "No." Okay, Susan, before you buy your light bulbs for your car, see if they will install it. Oh, that's good. I should ask that before I buy it. I think though, like, because I need headlights. So if they say no, I think I'm gonna buy them and then take it. There's lots of places pretty local to me that should install it. Yeah, they totally will help you install at AutoZone and Pep Boys. Both of those, same with windshield wipers, your car air filter. These are good tips for women too, because windshield wipers, car air, like anything that's pretty simple, if you buy it from AutoZone or Pep Boys and they have time, like with inflation, with a lot more online shopping, like if they were only staffed with one employee, that one employee is not going to be able to come out and leave the store unattended to come help you with your car. Same with like if there's two employees, but one of them's on lunch break or one of them's in the bathroom, then they're not going to be able to come out and help you do that. But as long as they have time, and like also if there's not like a crazy line, right? They will come and help you do your lights. They'll come help you, not an oil change. They'll charge for that. But well, not AutoZone, but Pep Boys, some of them have like service repair people. So they won't full on help you change your oil, but like if for some reason you just needed to check your oil, they will help with that. But for sure, windshield wipers, lights, and like if for some reason you're having trouble with your air filter, they will 100% come out and do that. And I didn't do this when I was younger, but now I tip them. Martha, you didn't work, so you couldn't file. You were claimed as a dependent, but started working and was able to do a tax return for 2021. So you also will not qualify because you were on claimed as a dependent. So there is, and this is also linked in the description down below, you can go to this middle class tax refund estimator. So the first question is, did you complete a 2020 tax return by October 15th of 2021? So we're going to hit no. And then you didn't have an ITIN, so we're going to hit no. And then it just flat out says you're not qualified. You're not eligible for the middle class tax refund. And then let's hypothetically say, let's go back to the estimator. Let's hypothetically say that you did file a 2020 status, but for your 2020 tax return, were you eligible to be claimed as a dependent? So you were, then it also just right at the top says you don't qualify, unfortunately. So I believe that your family will get that for you. So try and, if they're able to give it to you, then try and do that and live your life. You're very welcome. Rosa, are non-filers for 2020 eligible? No, they're not. So that's kind of what we just went through. And it breaks my heart because my mom is in the same situation. And I don't know why, but my mom didn't get the Golden State stimulus either. And I thought that people on Social Security were supposed to get the Golden State grant, but she didn't receive that either. So she didn't get that and she didn't get this. And like, in all honesty, like, I mean, I'm glad I'm getting it, but even though like I'm back to looking for work, I am in a better financial situation than my mom. And so she could really use that money. And it really breaks my heart that she's not getting it. Okay. So middle class tax refund eligibility. Did you file a complete 2020 tax return? Now I forgot the question because I was talking about my mom. By October 15th. So the answer there would be no, because my mom didn't file her taxes because she doesn't make enough to need to. And I'm going to answer no to the did you file it using an ITIN number. We're going to say no there as well. And then unfortunately, real big, it says that you don't qualify. And please know that it gives me like no pleasure in sharing that. Romaine, any used car nowadays are ridiculously priced. Yeah. Again, my best friend also bought a used car kind of right at the beginning of the pandemic as well. At the very beginning of the pandemic, before they shut everything down, but they shut my theater down, but they hadn't. My roommate does like, best friend does like tech support. So they were still having to commute. Their office hadn't shut down just yet. And so I was driving them, and then finally they closed the office down, but then they went back to work before like we reopened, at least part-time. And so they bought a car. They know how to drive stick. So that they were able to still find something relatively affordable. Okay, hi Infinity. Your Infinity has 178K miles on it with no issues. You'll still keep it as long as it runs fine. No car payment. And you've heard this before. You've heard this spiel before. You know I support that. So what are you going to use your money on? 2003 model, and it's still running fine. You don't drive too much because I have a 2013 Prius C. Well, I drove Uber for 2014, which that really adds a lot of miles. There are 68 of you in here. I would love it if you guys would all like the video, and I'm going to try and speed through this. Yeah, go to AutoZone. They will help you with your thing. Your name is Anthony, and you're stage acting, and yes, you're gay. And pardon my very forward username, huh? And I'm not shy about that, even though I'm like stuttering. I just don't know what YouTube dings you for. I have one of my friends in here. I don't see him in here tonight. His name I definitely can't say on here. It's the see you next Tuesday ing, but I know his name too. His name's Ben. So we just call him Ben because we can't say see you next Tuesday without YouTube like putting you on in a naughty list. Okay, Chris, you've got a picture of a YouTube camera. Do you know how to use these things? Because like, let me just be real here. I don't. Also, Chris, I'll answer your question if you answer mine. If you know, and your icon suggests you do, I never use this because I don't know how. I do a little bit, but so it comes with the Rode mic, right? Just like in your picture. When I plug it in and then I go to edit videos, it always has a staticky sound. Do you know why that is? Does anybody know why that is? If you do, help a girl out because I am struggling with this technology. Also, showed you guys yesterday, I got a whole bunch of new cables. I was trying to do too much. I got in over my head. The cable that I bought definitely does not work for the thing I need it to. And now I've got two more. These are supposed to go with this, whatever. I don't like cables. You know what I like? Filming on my phone or just going live straight from my computer. That's what I like. Okay, but Chris has a question. Hopefully you can answer mine. Chris says, thank you for explaining in an earlier video that people on lower income, the gas tax refund. Many of my fellow Disneyland cast members on average make less than $40,000 or less full time. Yeah, and I mean, that's pretty common. Also, are they hiring at Disneyland? I love Disneyland and I need work. Yeah, and then again, like the middle class tax refund is unfortunately replacing the gas relief or rebate. Thank you, BK, for sending a super sticker. Let me see if you have I'm going to scroll and see if you have a question. You do. Thank you for having a beautiful heart. You're welcome. Thanks, Doc. Sorry if this is repetitive. Just wondering the case if someone moved after filing the 2020 tax return. If you moved and you received the Golden State Stimulus 1 and 2 via direct deposit on time, updated address on the franchise tax board debit card. No. So if you got the Golden State Stimulus by direct deposit, then they should still be sending this to you by direct deposit. So the only way that you would not be getting this by direct deposit is if you also closed and changed your bank account. So right here, how you'll receive your payment. Generally, direct deposit payments will be made to eligible taxpayers who e-filed their 2020 California tax return and received their California tax return by direct deposit. So then it goes on down here to say that direct deposits will be made to recipients of the Golden State 1 or 2 direct deposit between now and October 25th. You do still need to be living in California to get it. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Alex. Let me scroll back up. Okay. I'm going to skip some of the AutoZone stuff because there's 63 people in here. And as much as that is useful information, like don't take your car somewhere just to do the headlights. I have a feeling people want that middle class tax refund information. Alex says, direct deposited $350 on Saturday. You needed it because you were eating top ramen daily for a week. Sodium overload, and it's not very good. Okay, Alex, let me just tell you, I really like pho, right? I don't know if I said that right. PHO, but it has like the accent over it. So I also live next to like a Rancho Bodega. So I will go and I will get basil. They don't sell Thai basil there, but they sell basil, jalapeno, and I have some sriracha sauce, which is getting really hard to find, but I will cook top ramen. Oh, and bean sprouts, which are super cheap. And I just make like poor man's pho, and it's really good. Oh, and lime. So lime, basil, bean sprouts, which if they're too crunchy, I don't like, but if you let them sit in the broth for a little bit, it gets warm and like they're good. And they kind of just taste like extra noodles, or they don't really have a taste. I don't know, whatever. So bean sprouts, jalapenos, lime, and sriracha and basil. So then I feel fancy and I don't feel like I'm eating top ramen. And I probably just insulted like an entire culture that I would even compare that to pho, but you do what you do. You're a little bit on the broke side. Also, I went to a fair with my friend and I totally finally ate one of those top ramen burgers and it was delicious. I don't know what they did to that top ramen to make it taste like that, but it was so good. Where they make like the bun out of top ramen. I have a picture of that, but I probably shouldn't babble. Back to the questions, Shelly. Okay, Joel says, you'll change the oil for me. It's the easiest job. Well, for you at least, but it's easy. I need the headlights. My oil changes are okay right now. Why did they even use 2020 and not 2021? That's very odd to me. Okay, so here's what I think, right? So basically, I think that they probably did that to get us the money faster. Because if you think about it, so they're letting people file all the way to October 15th of last year for 2020. But we haven't even hit October 15th of this year. So if people still, and I don't think there was an extension this year, but let's hypothetically say that there was, and then also people with ITIN numbers actually had, and because there was something with like it becoming finalized or whatever, but people with ITIN numbers actually had until like February of 2022 to file their 2020 taxes. So for most of us, it was October 15th of 2021, but we haven't even hit October 15th of 2022 yet. So I just think that they did that because they needed to get the money to us faster. And if they use 2021, there's probably still some things that aren't finalized with the 2021 taxes that made it easier for them to go off of 2020. And then also, since they seem to be tying like the release schedule into the Golden State stimulus, they still, in theory, have all our information from that on hand when they did this before. But I agree that's not the best way to do it, but I think they did it that way to get it to us faster. I think that's what they were thinking. Yeah, Alex, I'm happy for you too. Chris, do you have an answer for me? Oh, nope, same question. You are welcome. Chris, do you know about my camera? Why when I film with it, it makes a staticky, humming, buzzy noise? Okay. And then BK, again, thank you for the sticker. You guys never have to donate, but it is always appreciated. Miss Sheba, you did 2020, but not 2021. Well, then for you, it's awesome that you did your 2020 taxes. And I'm not a legal professional. I'm not a financial advisor, but I would recommend doing your taxes just personally. It's my opinion. Do it. You do you. Okay. Malay Thong. I don't want to say something. Okay. You did not get an advancement in 2020 tax return, but you did for 2021 and direct deposit. Does that mean I will receive them MCTR through the mail? So the advancement, I think you're talking about the child tax credits. So this doesn't necessarily tie into that. So Are you in the state of California? Because the MCTR is just for Californians, and it would depend on you. You did not get an advancement in 2020, but this is an advancement. Like the instant refund thing. I think that you should be getting it by direct deposit, but let me scroll up on the page for when you did this, and or the qualifications. So you would, again, I'll just state this. You'll get it in a debit card if you filed a paper return, if you had a balance due, if you received the Golden State stimulus payment by check instead of as a direct deposit, if you received your tax refund by check, regardless of the filing method, if you received your 2020 tax refund by direct deposit, but you've since changed your banking institution or bank account number, and if you received an advance payment from your tax service provider or paid your tax preparer fees using your tax refund. So you said you did that for 2021, but not 2020. So, but since they're going off of 2020, if you didn't take an advance in 2020, in that situation, then it sounds to me like you would still get it direct deposited. Siegel, hi. We already know negative AGI people get this too. You like Golden State stimulus, but they're the lady batch, you bet. The last batch. I'm like the lady batch. Yeah, but it should be the last batch of direct deposit. So let me go back to that page again. So when you'll receive the payment. So if you didn't get the Golden State stimulus, it should still be direct deposit, but the dates on that would be 10/28 through 11/14. The last batch of people are these poor people who did not get the Golden State stimulus, and their last name begins with M through Z. They're not even going to announce that until after 11/21 is what they're now saying. So that's been updated. Your brother's on SSI, and he got all his checks plus the 600. So your mom should have gotten it. Yeah, she didn't, but she didn't file her taxes either, and she didn't go on and fill out anything for non-filers. I don't know why it is. She also gets a VA pension. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is she didn't get it, and I wish she would have. Brandon, you still have not gotten yours, and you meet all the qualifications. So yeah, they're still going out. So there's another batch for direct deposit that will start going out between 10/28 and 11/14. And then if it's not going by direct deposit, all the way through January 15th of 2023. Okay. I am 12 minutes behind in the comments. Andrew says, your dad told you to keep the Lexus because it's rock solid, built like a tank. He isn't a mechanic, but he's really into cars. Keep your cars as long as you can until the wheels fall. Agreed. Okay. Andrew says, you used to drive a BMW 3 Series 2010 model and hated it. Too much money to maintain. I drive a Prius now. So I drive a Prius C now. Did you say Andrew or Anthony? I got to scroll back up and look because I don't like calling people by the wrong name. Anthony. All right, got it. I'll remember this time. So I almost bought one of those. And then the thing that did me in and made me change my mind was that the BMWs take premium gas. And I'm very grateful that I don't have to put premium gas in my car right now. And I drive a little Prius C and I love it. Okay. It's a bad connector. No, I shouldn't say that. I appreciate the information, but I am so sick of bad connectors. I feel like sometimes it works. Maybe I just didn't plug it in enough. Am I going to unplug it and plug it back in? It's so frustrating. I'm not good with all these cords and everything. I've been known to pull out all my tangle of cords and show all my viewers. There's a lot of you in here, so if you guys could like the video, I would really appreciate that. Okay. Disneyland's hiring. I'm gonna do that right after I go off this live. Will the OPEC reducing gas production also add another $1 to our already $7 a gallon by next month? They're saying that it could, but then some people are saying that it won't. So unfortunately, we don't know. Hi, Andy. How are you? Miss you as well, but it's always nice when you pop in. Okay, Infinity says, maybe we will get another future rebate if yeah, that seems possible, but I don't know how much, did they, so this, everybody's like, well, where are they getting this money? And it's just going to contribute to more inflation. So they allegedly got this money out of a California budget surplus. Of course, normally when that happens, there's like a number of different programs that they can choose to give us our money back in, right? They can give it to schools or fund other programs. I don't know the specifics, but they chose to give it back to us this year, which is great. We all need it. Did they spend the entire budget surplus? Because if they did, then there might not be more money to give to us. I'm a speed reader. I read these comments really fast on here. Good job. I don't, or like now I have practice. I wasn't when I first started. Practice makes perfect. Alex says, it would be nice to win the lotto so I can keep a large stash of money somewhere in Switzerland and direct deposit myself $3,000 a week for life. For sure. So it would. And you know what, guys, here's the thing, right, that I hear on a lot of the financial advisors channels, and they seem to never understand why people in our situation, I'm going to say our situation, maybe some of you are better off, but people in situations like, oh, I want to speak for myself. Like people in situations like myself would ever play the lottery. Like, even though I'm getting near $1 million in net worth, I'm close, and I'm good credit score, but I live paycheck to paycheck. I think at my highest, I earned $100,000 a year for about 4 months, right? But most of my life, I made like $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year. And to me, that was good money. But I had a mortgage and gas prices in California and all of this stuff. So the money was always gone. I always put money in the 401k first, but I spent whatever was left. So I live paycheck to paycheck. And most of my net worth is in the equity in this house. And I'm fortunate for that, but like I'm not planning on selling the house anytime soon. So I don't have access to that. Yeah, it's fun to play the lottery. Not all the time. Not if you are carrying credit card debt, not if, you have something that money needs to go to. But even though I'm going to mention Webull, which is linked in the description down below. And I was telling my mom, like, I want to do this video series where maybe I just put $1 in every day. Cause some of you guys are like nervous about investing. You don't want to do it at all. And I do think about investing, but the bottom line is even if I put in $1 every day at $365, yes, over a lot of time it will grow, but like it will take so long. Like it would be nice to have a lot of money to enjoy now, to take vacations. I like the Kia. Part of me wants to try a Tesla when I'm taking my mom on a trip. And we for sure, like I do that low fare calculator where it'll tell you like the couple days beforehand and couple days after when you can get your plane ticket the cheapest, the plane ticket the cheapest. And I definitely like filtered it by that. So, and luckily that my half sister and half brother are going to pay for the tickets. I just need to pay for the rental car. So that's really awesome. But none of us like make tons of money. My mom certainly doesn't. So anyway, even though like we all know, right, that the odds aren't great of winning the lottery, but at the same time, it's like the only chance for the most part of us like really having enough money to live a super awesome, luxurious life while we're still young and could potentially enjoy it. I mean, not that like when you're old, you don't enjoy it, but anyway, you guys know what I mean. Like you're paying $1 for the dream, for a chance at the dream actually coming true, right? Because if I invested that same dollar is never going to hit like 7 million by tomorrow morning. Stinks. But, hopefully we're all getting there. Okay. Pho. Anyway, it's delicious. Diane's reminding everybody to like the video again. Okay. I'm going to see if there's anybody new in here. Family Dollar, I will get to yours. Just making sure that Robert says help. Okay, what do you need help with? I don't recognize Robert's name. My Model S, it's not my Model S. the Model S is my screensaver on my phone. But I wouldn't get a Model S even if I got a Tesla because it's more expensive than the Model 3. Get a Tesla rental for my mom. So I don't even know if she can get down that low. Aren't those kind of low? All right, Rafa, interesting profile picture. Are they going off of 2020 tax returns? Yes. Or 2021? No. Because I'm hearing if you have a balance due, you're getting the debit card, which you probably won't get until December. So it's right here. So first of all, they're going off the 2020 taxes, not 2021. And I have it linked in the description down below, but there's a middle class tax refund estimator. So did you file? We're just going to go through this as an example. Yes, we filed. Were you eligible to be claimed as a dependent? No. Were you a California resident? Yes. For your 2020 tax return, what was your filing status? I was single. What was your adjusted gross income? So $75,000 or less. Did you claim dependents? No. Your payment is this much. But if we go back to the information page on the middle class tax refund, if you owed, you will receive your payment by mail in the form of a debit card if you had a balance due. So then we're going to scroll down to when the debit card payments are going out, and they had a tentative release schedule and now they've changed it. So if you had a balance due and you received your Golden State Stimulus 1 or 2 by check, no matter what letter your last name started with, they're going to announce when that'll go out by October 17th. Then, if you didn't get the Golden State Stimulus and your last name starts with A through L, it'll be announced after 11/7 of 2022. So after November 7th. And then if you didn't get the Golden State Stimulus and your last name starts with M through Z, they're going to announce when you're going to get it after 11/21. They think 95% of MCTR payments, both direct deposit and debit cards, will be issued by the end of this year. But for about 5% of people, they are still going to be going out through January 15th. Oh, they've taken off the 15th, but they're still going to be sending them out through January of 2023. Okay, guys, we're at the hour-long mark. Family Dollar, I said I'd get to yours. Do I have friends that don't make a lot of money, but they drive a really flashy car? Kind of seems absurd to me. Yes. And former employees. Like I had a guy, I give him a hard time about it. Like I consider him a friend. Like I still text him. He would come in and he would drink Erewhon juice. And he'd be like, I paid $13 for this smoothie. And I was like, we don't pay you that much. Like, why are you doing this? And then he was like, he had a Lexus with a custom license plate. And I was like, why do you do that? And then he was like showing on his Instagram story that he was thinking he leases the car. He's breaking my heart. And I tell him this, I call him his name, but I don't want to share his name because I don't know if he wants me. Anyway, whatever. I would be like, so-and-so, what are you doing? I was like, are you just trying to like give me high blood pressure? I was like, we really need to talk about your finances. And then like my best friend, that like some people aren't ready to hear it, or some people just really like driving a luxury car because that's their one nice thing. That's what my former coworker used to tell me. They were like, Shelly, this is the only nice thing I do for myself. But some people just don't want to hear it. Like my best friend is like, I'm glad you do YouTube now because I don't want to listen to you talk about finance. So some people just don't want to hear it. Your uncle drives a BMW and he loves how it drives, but hates when the check engine light comes on. Yeah, because they're expensive to fix as well. Oh, you're welcome. Although, like now I think I couldn't do it a second time. Sometimes I'm good with names, sometimes I'm not. But I really like to try. It's important to get people's names right? Especially today is like Indigenous People Day. So names are important. I always try. Once I called somebody named Corinne, I called her Karen, and obviously, like, I felt bad about that. Uh-oh, ugly car. Who cares if we have an ugly car? Who cares? They're good. Okay. Anthony says, have you ever been in the negatives in your bank account? You did once in college, negative 120 after overdraft fees. I'm going to answer this and then I'm going to head out for the night. But yes, I have been negative in my bank account. If you're unfortunate to have that. And I got into a situation, I have not always been good with money. I used to do payday advances. One year I won a trip through my work to Hawaii, and then I wanted to go to Hawaii like every year. And so I put it on a credit card. And I went like twice. And then I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore. And I paid off my credit cards. My mom's had 2 bankruptcies. I've never, and now I don't have balances on my cards. But I've definitely been negative to the point where like I would be like, oh, I think I have this checkout. I think just in my 20s, I wasn't like very detail oriented. And my bank account balance went negative. However, and it's probably happened a couple times since then, if this only happens to you like 1 or 2 times a year, or like 1 or 2 times every 3 years, and you call your bank, a lot of times they'll reverse those fees. If it happens every month, they won't, but like you're on your first time, and then if you don't have any times for like 3 years, and then you have that happen again, it is a lot of work to sit there and be on the phone with your bank, but a lot of times they will reverse just like 1 or 2 late fees if they can verify that that doesn't happen a lot on your account. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Please like the video, and I do have the middle class tax refund estimator linked in the description down below, as well as information on the MCTR debit card. And there's a picture of that over here so you know what you'd potentially be looking for. And that's going to be through Money Network. And I have that linked down below too, because a lot of people yesterday were like, can we just get our money out? And you can, up to $600. Okay, guys. So here's what that website looks like if you need that, and it's linked in the description down below. Have a good night. Oh, shoot. Ez, I've never noticed you in here, so I want to make sure to like acknowledge your comment, and then I'm hopping out. And Andy, I see you got yours. That's great. Are we going to get the direct deposit tonight? If we haven't gotten it already, seems like everyone's getting it, but a few. Not necessarily. So the I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. Okay, so no, the direct deposits are still going to be going out through direct deposit is still going out through November 14th. Let me double check that. I just don't want to put, yeah, through November 14th, direct deposits. And then if you're getting a debit card mailed all the way through January of 2023. So sit tight. I haven't received mine yet either. I bank with Wells Fargo. My best friend banks with Wells Fargo. My best friend got theirs, and we're both expecting the same amount back. My best friend got theirs. I haven't yet. So it's about 50-50 or 75-25. I don't know. I would say that I'm seeing more comments from people that have received it versus people that haven't. But I'm in the same boat with you. I have not received it. Sorry. I didn't mean to pop out. All right, guys. I will see you next time.